I have a very special music class for everybody. Yep, today we're going to use some very simple household materials to create a musical instrument. So this is my musical instrument right here. Now, what do you think? What do you think I'm going to do? Do you think I'm just going to shout into the bucket? Well, I could do that. That sounds pretty cool. Making a little echo, a little bit of reverb in there. No, what we're going to do is, I'll show you. So I have my bucket. I'm going to sit down right here. Now, I've used one of your chairs for this one. And I've got 2 paintbrushes. Now, what do you think I'm going to do? Yeah, today we are going to do some bucket drumming. Now, this is very important because you're sitting at home now, and I'm sure you didn't get up this morning and say, oh, I must get my bucket ready, for RTÉ. So you can use anything. You can use anything at all, anything that you can find in your house. Maybe have a look into recycling and you'll be able to use, let's say, cardboard box. Perfect. You have to use a cardboard box. You could use a carton like this. All different shapes and sizes. So have a look in the recycling and you'll be able to use any kind of sticks like this. And you don't need paintbrushes. You can use pencils or you can use pens. Or maybe you have actual drumsticks. You can use anything at all. And another very important thing to say is that drumming is all about control of the beat. So no mega hard hitting going crazy or anything like that. We're all about control when we are drumming. And if you don't have any of this stuff lying around the place, you'll be able to use your hands as well. Okay, so we can use some body percussion as well. Okay? We did some exercises before, didn't we? And yeah, we didn't use drumsticks, we used our mouth. We used our boots and cats, didn't we? Can you remember that? I'll remind you. So we said that using our beatboxing, we can use our boots and cats. Boots, cats. And then by removing the oo and the ah, it becomes boots, cats, boots, cats. We'll be using all of that knowledge that we learned together today. Now, okay, let's have a look at our drum. So I can hit the middle, and I can hit the rim around the outside, and I can hit the sides. Okay, so already I've got 3 different sounds. What do you notice about them? Well, the 3 different sounds to me sound like they have a very different pitch. Which do you think is the higher and the lower pitch? That's definitely lower. Okay. Yeah, because the drum is actually quite a melodic instrument as well. It probably doesn't get enough credit for all the different pitch and the sounds that you can get from a drum. So a simple drum, or just any of these here, or your body, and we've got a full drum kit and we're ready to go. So the next thing that I'm going to look at is our drumsticks. Okay, so I've got 2 paintbrushes here, but like I said, you can use anything you want as well, anything at all. So what I'm going to do is show you how to grip these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch them like this, pinch and then grip. Okay, so pinch and then grip, because it's good to have a very important, remember what we said about control? Okay, so pinch and then grip. And then we're able to move them in our wrists like that, okay? And it's good as well to do a bit of a warm-up. So we'll just warm up our wrists. A bit of, oh, look at those windscreen wipers. Yeah. Feeling a bit of a stretch in our wrists. Now, I like it. Feeling nice and loose and ready for the groove. Okay, here we go. Our first drumming exercise is called 8 on a hand. Okay? Now, this helps us practice our counting in our heads as we play. Because an awful lot of keeping the time is counting in our heads. Okay? 8 on a hand. Very simply, what I'm going to do is count out 8 on my right hand, then 8 on my left hand. Okay? Remember now, you can be practicing along on your knees as well. Very good. Okay, so that's 8 on a hand. Great exercise just to get us into the mode of counting and playing along, okay? It's time to learn some grooves. Now remember, feel the word groove now even, groove, okay? We're going to get into the groove, okay? So you got to feel nice and loose. Loosen up those shoulders a bit, okay? Now I find the best way to get into a groove is just like when we did our is to chant along as we go, okay? So let's try that one. Boots and cats. Boots, cats, boots, cats, boots, cats. Now, I also like to refer to this beat as boom bap, and this refers to a style of hip hop beat. So boom is the kick drum, boom, and bap is the snare, okay? Now, chant along with me. Boom, bap. Are you chanting along at home? Boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, bap. All right, now our next groove, I'm going to call this one, We Will Rock You, okay? So, let's chant along first. Boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. Now, if we were to use our hands, like I'm sure many of you are using at the moment, we would go boom, 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 boom. Okay? Let's try it on our drum. What was it again? Boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. Now we're going to sing a verse while we all stay in the groove. Remember, the job of the drummer is to stay in time. Okay, here we go. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise. Stay playing the teeth, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Kicking your can all over the place. We will rock you. We will rock you. Moon Torre sitting in the classroom. He got another class for us today. He got mud on his face, a big disgrace, kicking his can all over the place. We will teach you. We will teach you, yeah. Mashiv, we stayed in the groove. Boom, boom, bap. Well done. Okay. Now, our final groove that I'm going to do right now is, I'll chant it out first, okay? Boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. Hear it again? Boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. Okay? Let's try it. Boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. Now, it's very important that you don't speed up or lose the time. Keep it steady. It's all about a steady beat. Boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. Great work. Now, you are a drummer. You are performing grooves and you're staying in the groove. You're doing fantastic. Now, I'm going to do a bit more practice with our stick work because this technique is really important, okay? And I'm going to do an exercise called RLBA. I'm going to write that up on the board, okay? Okay, I've got R, L, B, A. R is the right. L, can you guess what it is? It's the left. B is for both and A is alternate. Now, back to our drums. And what we're going to do is we're going to count along in our head. We're going to count in fours, okay? We're going to count with our right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to count on our left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do both, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then alternate, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going nice and slow now because this is tricky. Okay, RLBA. That's the order. Counting in fours, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, a great way to practice this is to practice, you can get slightly quicker with this one, okay? Remember now you can practice with your knees and your hands at home, okay? So, let's speed it up a little bit as we go along, okay? I'll do one slow and then I'll go a little bit quicker. Okay, so that's a little drumming exercise for you to do. Great for practicing your stick work. Right, left, both, and alternate. Okay? You can practice that in your own time. Now finally, I'm going to introduce some improvised drum fills. Now, in drumming, a fill is where you're playing a groove, but then you make up your own little bit. And you can be spontaneous. You can improvise. However, with drumming, remember you must stay in the groove. You must stay in time. So, what was our groove again? Boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. That's our groove. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the groove 3 times. But on the 4th groove, we're going to play a fill. Okay? I think it's easier now if I write that down on the board. Okay? All right, this is the pattern that we're going to play. We're going to play our groove, 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 and fill, okay? But before we make a proper fill, our first one is going to be 4 clicks of the sticks, okay? Now, if you're using your hands, you can use claps, okay? Let me show you. So groove, 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 fill. Okay, that's my fill. Now this time, I'm going to play something instead of clicking. Okay, so 3 grooves, the fill, and then back into the groove again. Okay? And I'm just going to make it up, but I'm going to stay in the groove. Okay? Watch me. So I made up my own bit. I just filled in whatever I wanted to do at the time, okay? Now this is something that you can practice loads of in your own time. So, very important again to remind everyone that you have to be mindful of others when you are practicing your music. So, when you're performing your bucket drumming, don't be disturbing others. Remember, you don't need these, you can use a little tiny carton on your kitchen table.